This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Wednesday? Happy Hump Day. You're halfway through the week, and you're watching the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. You're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us live in the Dairy Daniel State Farm Studios. Mason, my girlfriend makes fun of me every time I see her. She goes, "Good morning, Tuscaloosa." And I'm just like, "Oh, you got me." So we're going to have a lot of fun here on a Wednesday, talking weather, talking tight end recruits, talking all kinds of sort of different things. We'll talk recruiting classes. We'll talk about transfer portal just a little bit. We'll talk about offensive line coaches. We got a lot of things on the docket today on the Joe Gaither Show. We appreciate everybody listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. You can get the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We appreciate everybody who's subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show. We appreciate everybody who's calling us on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We appreciate everybody who's leaving us comments at Bama Central, on the Bama Central YouTube channel, at MA Woods _ at Joe Gaither 6. We're going to have a lot of fun with you guys today. But first, we're proudly presented by Purple Turtle Roofing. You can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. Our member Axe Garrison going to join us on Friday. He's going to be lamenting again over this SEC championship and start to spin us forward with this Oklahoma defense that Mason says is impenetrable, even though Alabama got 400 yards last time. Impenetrable. You cannot do anything with it. So we'll see what happens.
They've only gotten worse since that game.
They've also gotten less healthy since that game. There you go. They'll be healthier.
You act like 2 weeks is not some miraculous, all right, everybody's going to be back to 100%. Like, they're still going to be dinged up. They will feel fine for the first play, and as soon as they get back out on that field, it's, all right, I took one hit to where I've been hurt, and I'm hurting again.
But they're not going to get – Ty's not going to get hit in that game. He won't get hit. This little back issue, he won't get hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. No hits for Ty.
Did he miraculously sprout super speed powers, and now he's
it's
like Spider-Man now?
The offensive line will be an offensive line.
Well, they've had 12 games to do it and haven't yet. But I respect your optimism.
That's all it is optimism. I'll be objective and say that is extremely unrealistic.
Yeah, like I said, I think yesterday, I think R. Mason Thomas is waking up, brushing his teeth to a picture of Caden Proctor, just thinking about the different ways he's gonna put him in a body bag.
Oh my gosh! So we're gonna go out to Norman next Friday for the game. It'll be myself. It'll be Hunter DeCiver and Katie Wyndham. And look, this just got me thinking. Yeah, Friday night. Oh, look, it's going to be beautiful out there. I was worried because the general manager, Jim Nagy, former director of the Senior Bowl, tweeted out after it was announced an Oklahoma home game and after the college football playoff, he tweeted a photo of their stadium and of their field covered in snow, and he was like, Friday Night Lights in the snow. And I was like, oh, okay, that'll be an issue. And then obviously I'm waking up to news that Chicago this week hosting the Browns, -20 is the forecast.
The blob is what they're calling it. The big weather movement of all this cold stuff coming in.
-20. Going to be snowing. Can you Shooter Sanders? Good luck, sir.
I mean, they played in snow last week against the Titans. It was snowing and sleeting throughout that game. He played. I gotta give him his props. He played pretty decent in that game. And as bad as the Titans are, like, their defense is still a better defense. Like, it's still a pretty solid defensive unit that got everyone to get pressure, and he did a pretty good job. We'll see what Shedeur does. I need him to maybe throw the ball to Harold Fannin more this week.
Point being that I was worried about the cold out there in Norman. I was worried about it being bad weather.
Hey, we still got 9 days for it to change.
9 days for it to change, yes. But if you were worried about the cold like I was, because I do not like the cold, really. I will embrace it. I'll flip the switch in my brain and I'll embrace it if I have to. But on a perfect day, it's 88 degrees. What was that?
Sure.
Something just fell, but I didn't see it. What it was. All right, doesn't matter. Something definitely fell in the studio, but I didn't see anything fall. But a perfect, like I'm sitting, like I'm going to bed with the heater on right now. even though it's not that cold outside. Yeah, that was weird. That was extremely weird. Is there a ghost in here?
I
The
don't
ghost
know.
of Jordan Hare Stadium?
Right, something.
And I'm like, I don't like it if I don't have to be. It says 64 degrees, high of 64 on Friday the 19th out in Norman. Nighttime 47 degrees.
That's good football weather.
Right. A few clouds overnight, low of 47, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. 4% humidity, 1% humidity in the day. So, like, boys, we're fine. It's all good. Sunset's at 5:20 though, so it's going to be kicking off. There will be no light outside. It'll just be the light of the stadium. But no, I was pulling this up because I thought we'd have a fun little topic about playing in 22 degrees and seeing if Ty Simpson would be able to do it. But no, 47. You're good.
I tell you what, if the forecast somehow does change to snow between now and then, I don't feel great about this team playing in snow. I mean, I already don't feel great about this team playing, period, but I really would feel bad about them playing in a game where they are forced to rely on the ground game. You can't pass the ball in snow.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Hollywood. It's the ghost of the Alabama offense knocking something over in our studio. I definitely heard something fall,
yeah.
I can't see what it was. That's okay. Everett, you're wearing a sweatshirt and worried about the cold. Yeah, man, because I like to be nice and cozy. And I was worried about that for this Alabama team when Jim Nagy tweeted that out. But it doesn't look like 47. That's perfect.
Yeah,
not a problem.
No, like I said, that's pretty good football.
It's not a factor.
That's good. There will be plenty of other things that will be factors in this game.
How many times will they play Ain't No Love in Oklahoma? Because that was like on repeat last year when we were out there.
You imagine it will be much of the same.
It was like every third down. Ain't no love in Oklahoma. And I'm like, all right.
I guess there isn't, There wasn't last year.
My mother, my mom asked me if my girlfriend was going with me to it, and I just text her back that song. I just found the DM of that song. And I said, it's a word trip. Oh,
I don't feel any better today than I felt yesterday.
Come on.
My opinion has not changed. I'll continue to provide updates between now and the time of the game, but my opinion has not changed.
What do you need to hear to start feeling better? What do you need to see? Like, you won't see anything. You won't see anything.
I would need a certified, verifiable report from the Alabama coaching staff that the entire offensive line is now averaging 310 pounds across the board.
Ooh.
That's not going to happen.
Bulimia for between now
basically.
and then. No, we don't need that.
I would need to see footage with my own eyes of Ryan Williams catching balls on the jugs machine until his hands are bleeding.
Well, if they're bleeding, then he can't play.
He got 9 days. He can get healthy. Let's see what else. I'd like to see Ty in one of those like fake technology med beds with that somehow they have found the money to acquire. And he's just like hooked up to a bunch of tubes healing. Yeah, that's what I would need to see. There's a lot of things that basically will be impossible for me to see that would change my opinion on this football team right now. They just like they don't do things well.
Yeah, I understand that. It's terrible. It's tragic. It's very, very difficult to project. I mean, I do think you go back to the Oklahoma game. That was what? 4 weeks ago, less, right? You went Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, Auburn. You're right at 4 weeks. You're right at 4 weeks away from that performance.
So fresh in your mind.
400 yards that she did.
Sure.
All you
couldn't capitalize at any point. Couldn't finish drives.
Yeah, you're correct. You ended up.
They did what you're supposed to be able to do on defense. The bend don't break. All right, we'll let you get all these yards, but then we'll actually lock up once you get inside the 20. Alabama couldn't do that against Georgia, at least.
Well, if all you do is not throw your pick six, how about you just throw it in the stands, Ty Simpson? Let's just say less than
or take a
throw
the pick six.
Okay, that's fine. He did. We all saw it. It happened. But throw it in the stands or take a sack, and let Connor Talty go with one of two. He missed it. We're not erasing the miss. We're not erasing the miss, right?
Yeah.
But just let him go one of two. You've won the game by 1 point.
Yeah, I mean it. If Ty didn't throw that pick six, sure, you probably do win that game, but he did.
If some butts are candy and nuts, we'll all have a Merry Christmas.
I mean,
Everett Osmer, really, Mason, it's Christmas. You've got to believe. Yes, Everett.
Left.
Yes, you just got to believe.
There's empirical evidence to back up why I don't believe in this football team.
Jam's going to be playing. Kevin Riley's going to be playing. Daniel Hill's shoulder.
You ain't healing a broken jaw in 2 weeks.
Just bite down on your mouthpiece this time, sir.
He's going to go out there and get hit once. Oh, yeah, nope, hurt again.
Just bite down on your mouthpiece, sir. Actually, this time.
He needs one of those like custom made ones. That's the full basically.
Yes,
that's what he needs.
Wire
big boxer mouthpieces.
Wire his jaw shut. Wire a mouthpiece into his mouth and wire it shut. We'll just we'll feed you with an IV tank.
That's golly. I know he is regretting not wearing that mouthpiece because I've never broken my jaw. I don't think I know anybody that has broken their jaw. But that's got to be one of the worst experiences imaginable.
Running 8 yards, 10 yards, clank, and
just get ear holed, and next thing you know, you can't close your mouth. Yeah, that'd be awful. I don't think that's healing in 2 weeks fully. It might get to the point where
he's been out since Eastern Illinois.
Okay, 3 weeks. I don't think that's healing fully. He might get to the point where he feels comfortable enough to go out there in some pass pro maybe, but I don't think they're going to be super reliant on him in critical situations.
No, I don't think so either. I think the biggest return is actually Josh Cuevas.
I agree with that. Just because of the help on the offensive line, the chipping and stuff that he's able to do on the ends there with helping Caden Proctor and helping whoever it is at right tackle, I guess. That is huge.
Go back to the 4th and 2 that Alabama doesn't convert, that sets up Georgia on the 12-yard line. 3rd and 2 becomes a dump off to Caleb Edwards, and C.J. Allen just separates his life from the football.
Yeah.
And C.J. Allen's a great player, but you make that Josh Cuevas. I think he's at least holding onto the ball.
So
and yes, I only got 2.5 yards, but it is a first down. and we're fine. We're still marching.
Yeah, he definitely provides a safety net that I think the offense just does not have without him on the field. Like you basically take away the check down for tight because he can't trust the other tight ends. I think Marshall Pritchett made like one catch last week, maybe, or he dropped the one in the Auburn game, made one catch last week, but it's not like he's been playing enough to really have any sort of trustworthiness with Ty there, and same thing with Caleb Edwards. You just can't rely on them like you have been able to Josh Cuevas all year. So I agree with that. That's a big return for Alabama if he is indeed healthy.
And Cam Dewberry was a game time decision.
Yeah,
you give me Cam Dewberry back. But
it's not like Cam Dewberry has been good this season.
Been average.
He's just been better than Geno.
Yes. He's been slightly above average.
Sure.
Like I'm not pushing for good. Can you meet me at slightly above average?
Slightly above average. Right. He's a serviceable.
So those two I think are big returns. You get Parker Brailsford's ankle up in the air for 2.5 weeks.
That's a really big one.
Yeah, just stick his foot up in the air.
It was pretty obvious in that Georgia game. He wasn't really able to get any sort of push off that right foot. I saw the clip of him pregame running through his warm-ups, and he's just in no pads, just t-shirt and shorts, but like the amount of bulk around his ankle, it looks like he's got a cinder block attached to his foot, and he's he can't move. I don't know how severe that injury is. And maybe 2 weeks is enough for him to get healthy, but that's going to be a big question mark for me.
I'm not asking for 100%, but I'm asking for more than 50.
Yeah,
I'm asking for can you?
But it's also how long can that 85% that he gets to last in the game? Because the moment he gets stepped on by Wilkin Formby, you're right back to being at 50%.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely.
And they love to step on each other.
That's how. So Geno missed the last series and a half, right? The last 2 series because. After Jeremy Bernard's screen, or in the middle of Jeremy Bernard, Parker steps on the back of his foot. Well, the next series, William Sanders is in at left guard, and I love you, William Sanders. Like I don't understand anything about this offensive line at this point.
Maybe that can take us to the topic you teased a little earlier.
Well, yes, I have an offensive line coach that I would like to see in Tuscaloosa. But first, we should go to the news. We kind of blitzed right out of the gate, and it's not really like super news, but we blitzed right out of the gate to the weather because I was feeling cozy, and Everett was making fun of my sweatshirt, which is a-okay. I was worried. -20 in Chicago. I was like, man, what kind of weather is Alabama going to be playing in next week, December 19th?
No, pretty perfectly fine.
It'll be great. But last night, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock or so, you've got Alabama with a 2027 recruit joins the recruiting class. Colt Lumpris, a tight end out of New Jersey.
Lawrenceville.
There you go. Lawrenceville, New Jersey. He's 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", somewhere in that range. 235 pounds as a junior. Gonna be going into his senior year next year, obviously. What are the numbers out there? 44 receptions, 812 yards, and 8 touchdowns last season. Plays a little bit of safety as well. Alabama is now back up to 4 commitments in the class of 2027. You got Jabarius Garrett, Trent Seaborn, Cole Lumprist, and one more. I can't think of it off the top. Yes.
Nash Johnson.
That's right. Yes. Nash Johnson.
The cornerback from McEachern, I think, in Georgia.
Perfect. So you got 4 guys committed in the class of 2027, and you are up to the number 11 overall recruiting class right now. And obviously, that's a year away. And you've got the number 4 class in the SEC with those 4. And obviously, I'm in love with Jabarius Garrett. I do really like Trent Seaborn. I'm watching this young man's huddle tape this morning just slightly. You can see 10 minutes of highlights, junior highlights on his huddle. And he looks like an athlete, but he looks like he's playing with a bunch of children in New Jersey. Yeah. So it's really kind of hard for me to, he's going to be name your favorite tight end.
Whatever,
Kyle Pitts, right? No, I don't know about any of that. He looks like an athlete. He's boxing out a lot of dudes, but a lot of these dudes look like they're 5'5", and they look like they're running 40 times at 5'3". So Colt Lumpris adds to the class. Now he was added. He chose Alabama over several marquee schools: Ohio State, Tennessee, Michigan, Ole Miss. So use that as your barometer, really. If Ohio State, if Tennessee, Michigan, and Ole Miss are after him, then yeah, he might be playing against children in New Jersey, but he might be a pretty good little player. Might have a pretty good little future ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, evidently they see something there. What is most obvious, you mentioned his stature, maybe up to 6'7" on some sites. I think he lists himself as 6'7". A couple things list him as 6'6". One lists him as 6'5". So you don't know, right in that range though. And then I mean, already 235 pounds. I would imagine that by the time he's actually getting ready to make make his paperwork official, whatever, he's probably in that 245, maybe 250 range if we're lucky. And then you've got a big body tight end coming in, and when you're that big and you're seemingly as athletic as he looks on this huddle tape, like, you can do a lot of things with a guy like that.
He looks like Max Sutter. His huddle tape looks like Max Sutter a little bit.
Yeah.
And you look at the future of the tight end room, you're definitely losing Josh Cuevas. You're definitely losing Peter Knudsen. You're losing 2 more, right?
Probably Samarco and the other Dalton Brady. Both the transfers.
I wrote them all out last night in this tiny article. Yeah, okay. You're losing Josh Cuevas, Peter Knudsen, Brody Dalton, and Peyton Fox are all out of eligibility. So you're losing at least 4. Okay. You're bringing in 1 with Max Sutter. You brought in 2 last year. You got Marshall Pritchett, Caleb Edwards. Mm-hmm. You're probably losing Danny Lewis. You're probably keeping Brody Dalton. You're probably keeping Jackson Marco. Excuse me. He's a sophomore. He's going to be
okay. I couldn't remember if he had eligibility left or not.
So, a little turnover in the tight end room, but it's very clear to me looking at these tight ends that
they've got a type.
The Kalen Bohr, right? Athletic, big.
They look like centers.
We'll get you
not offensive, but basketball centers, like boxing dudes out and just kind of going for tough rebounds and stuff.
We'll bring you in, Jackson Marco, but you're the blocking guy.
Yeah,
we want somebody who can do hybrid stuff.
You better learn blocking, buddy. Yeah,
we want somebody who can be hybrid. And I guess that's Caleb Edwards, and then you got Max Sutter and Colt Lumpris. Welcome to the class. We'll see how long you stay committed.
Yeah, that's always, I guess, something you worry about, especially when he's a guy that was this like highly recruited this early in his recruitment, being a 2027 guy, already having that much interest from these other like major Power 4 programs. But yeah, like Joe said, if you want to go watch some pretty impressive highlights, now they are against less than stellar competition, but regardless, I think you see the traits there. You see the athleticism, you see the jumping ability, you see the wide catch radius and how big he is. So yeah, go check his highlights out on Huddle. The junior year tape, 10 minutes. It's pretty impressive. And I think, he's probably only playing defense because he is the best athlete on the field. So don't think, we're getting, tight end Travis Hunter or anything.
All right, Mason, I've got 4 different tabs up here, and you can go 4 different ways. I don't have any like really deep topics, but I just have, just like the weather was minor. I have 4 different other minor topics today, and you can just decide where we want to go. I've got this post from CFB Alerts that has top 25 NIL college athlete earners, and obviously we can compare if they were worth their money or not. And that's just rumors. There's not official reporting, but we can decide if they're worth their money or not. We can talk about the transfer portal. I have Alabama. Hunter's article up this morning, how Alabama's 2024 outgoing transfers performed this season. And what I want to do with that topic is talk about that list just a little bit and project who's going in the transfer portal this year from Alabama. Because yes, we're playing a playoff game next Friday, but you are any day now away from Billy XYZ. I'm going to the portal. Billy XYZ. I know we're in the playoff, but I got to get my portal, because the transfer portal window. Transfer portal window 2025. It's like January 1, doesn't it? Yeah, January 2 to January 16th. So yes, it's December 10th, but the season's over, and some of these young men, some of these, the regular season is over, and some of these young men know if I'm gonna see some playing time in the playoff or not, right? Yeah. So that's part of one topic that I want to go to. Obviously, I have the bracket, the college football playoff bracket, up on one of my tabs as well. If you want to talk about any of these games or project the bracket at all, and then I have one offensive line coach that is young, that is up and coming, that I think I don't want to talk about people as far as they're going to lose their job, but I do think it's pretty trending towards Alabama looking for a new offensive line coach. And I had a friend in my DMs the other day basically talking about the fact that the offensive line's been bad for 2 years. And I said, yes, it has been for 2 years, but go back even further. Yes, Bryce Young wins a Heisman Trophy with running for his life.
I mean, this started, Eric Wolford, I guess, was when they started playing bad, I guess. Probably, what was that, 21?
Was there an offensive line coach between Brent Key and Eric Wolford? Because basically Brent Key was the last amazing offensive line I can remember, and obviously you're not getting him out of Georgia Tech to come back and coach their offensive line to take a huge demotion as a head coach. They're going to the Pop-Tart Bowl. They're going to the Pop-Tart Bowl to play BYU. They're going to have a fun little time against BYU.
Doug Marrone, I guess.
Oh my gosh, yes, Bill O'Brien's buddy.
Mm-hmm. He had Doug Marrone for 2021.
Bill O'Brien's buddy. Wasn't Doug Marrone a offensive coordinator somewhere? Like an NFL offensive coordinator? He wasn't a head coach.
He was with the Jags, wasn't he?
That's right. Yes, I think he was. And horrible. Horrible when he was here.
Yeah, so you went 2020, that was your last good offensive line was 2020.
Yeah, Brent Key, Doug Marrone, Eric Wolford. Yeah. You had the kid who went to the fellow who went to Texas was Flood.
Kyle Flood, yeah.
Right. Kyle Flood was after Brent Key as well. So it went Kyle Flood. Golly, it's been some bad offensive lines. It's been some not good offensive lines for a long time. I guess we're already in that topic, so let's keep rolling. I want to see Alabama make a run at Chris Smith from James Madison. Chris Smith, in his second season as James Madison in 2025, serves as offensive line coach and offensive run game coordinator. Why don't you, as I read this little bio, pull up the NCAA rushing yards, or whatever, team rushing yards, and find out how for James Madison where they're ranked. Serves offensive line and offensive run game coordinator. In his first season at Harrisburg, he's part of an offense that ranked top 30 nationally in 7 categories, which included leading the country in fewest interceptions, ranking 3rd in fewest turnovers, good. JMU was also 23rd in time of possession, 24th in fewest fumbles, 26th in scoring offense, 28th in rushing offense, 30th in pass efficiency. JMU led the Sun Belt fewest interceptions, fewest turnovers, time of possession, while ranking 2nd in passing scores. This is last year. Smith coached the pair of Dukes to first-team All-Sun Belt and first-team All-State honors in right tackle Pat McMurtry, and right guard Cole Potts. That includes McMurtry being the league's top-rated tackle after not allowing a single sack all season.
You got any eligibility left?
Smith joined the Dukes after spending the 2023 season as an assistant offensive line coach with the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants. Prior to his year-long stint in the NFL, he coached under Bob Chesney at Holy Cross, serving as the offensive line coach and later offensive coordinator for his final season in 2022. During his time with the Crusaders, helped the program to 4 straight Patriot League championships and an NCAA FCS and FCS playoff berths. Smith helped lift the Holy Cross offense to new heights while leading the offense in 2022. All right, great. This is a guy that I think we need to be going after.
6th ranked team in the nation for rushing yards per game, by the way. 245.8 yards per game on the ground for James Madison this season. Now, I know everybody will say, they don't play anybody. Sure, but like, you have to look at it relative because they also are nobody. So like they're playing competition relative to themselves and they are dominating that competition. And even when they played Louisville this year, like I know that was a 2-score game, but they put up a pretty good fight for a lot of that game and were able to move the ball well.
Yeah. So I just want, what do we got to do, Coach DeBoer? What do we got to do to bring in a strong offensive line coach that gets the most out of these players? Because like they are talented. I think that they have potential to be talented players.
I agree.
126 rushing yards against Louisville. Not bad. Like that would have been,
considering that's your test game of like, hey, you got your one Power 5 opponent game. It's not terrible.
I would have killed to see Alabama average 126.
Sure.
Alabama averaged 98 yards in Power 4 games this year. 126 would have been another 4 first downs, another 3.5 first downs, and what would 35 more rushing yards a game have done for Ty Simpson? Like just
36 touchdowns on the ground for that offense this year.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes. Like and granted, we're talking about things that haven't happened quite yet, but if this does happen, if you are moving on from your offensive line coach, you're gonna need to find somebody else. And I think Chris Smith is as good a candidate as it, because like you're not gonna just go. People are gonna want to be like, why can't what's the dude from the Eagles that used to coach here?
Oh man, why can I not remember now?
If I hadn't said Eagles, it would have been on my mind. Eagles offensive line coach. Stoutland, Jeff Stoutland.
Thank you,
Jeff Stoutland. If it was, as soon as I see his name, right, exactly. People, why we need to get Jeff Stoutland back?
Come on, folks.
And like, we can ask Brent Key if he wants to come back. And like, they've moved on.
I mean, those are the people that you should have hired D'Amico Ryans. It's like he was never coming back. He has his dream job in the NFL. That is everyone's dream job.
I think that you ought to be looking at these teams that have been successful with pass protection and running the football and say, hey, man, what you doing with your life? You want to move to Tuscaloosa, make a bunch of money, spend 3 years here, and then go take another good job like Brent Key did? Like, exactly.
Yeah, I would love that. I'd welcome it. And plus, I mean, look, I know that it's not necessarily like, it's a bit probably doesn't actually apply, I guess, but James Madison has been the school for it's turned into like a stepping stone school for like good coaches. Good coaches go coach there, and then they take bigger jobs after they spend a couple years at James Madison. Obviously, we saw Kurt Signetti do it. We are seeing Bob Chesney do it now. I don't see why you wouldn't be trying to go after that coaching staff if you're one of these big brand college football teams.
Smith is a 2009 graduate of Holy Cross, a 4-year starting center for the Crusaders.
Love that.
Earned second-team All-Patriot League as a senior, then moved right into 2 years of graduate assistant with University of Buffalo, worked with linebackers and coordinated the scout team, assisted with all scout special teams units. Prior to his time in New Haven, went from there to University of Northern Colorado, 2 years with the Bears, coached offensive line, ranked 6th and 5th in the Big Sky in sacks allowed in consecutive years. Also coached 4 honorable mentioned all Big Sky selections. then went from there to basically Holy Cross, started the offensive line coach right there, and we've already kind of outlined the rest of the path.
You're getting me excited now because I'm going to be disappointed if they don't get him.
That's my target right there.
Yeah,
because
that's 1A.
You need somebody who younger, who can relate to the guys. Like, what do you got to say to these guys to get them nasty? What do you got to say to them to get their pad level low? Yeah. What do you got schematic wise? Hey, we've got to scheme some run. And I don't know if the scheme is breaking down from player to coach, or from offensive line coach to offensive coordinator, or from between offensive coordinator and head coach. Sure. Like there are several places on this Alabama team right now, in this Alabama program, where the offensive line can be breaking down it. And like the easiest place to like go to this is the lack of continuity. We're rotating guys all year long, and the poor excuse of, well, we're just trying to keep everybody fresh. No, we were looking for the best 5 guys, because you know who doesn't rotate out? Parker Brailsford and Caden Proctor. They're not rotating out, right? You're looking for 3 positions, and quite frankly, I think it says something about your position coach if you can't figure out who the best, if you can't prepare some guys to be like. And I know you dealt with concussion from Jaden Roberts in preseason. You dealt with, Cam Dewberry transfers in. Is he really in shape? What are we getting with this guy? You've got, Gino, Gino is your classic Caucasian football player who is, I'm on time. I know my assignment. I'm trying hard. I'm like, he's
there. I mean, there's a reason that Gino has been reserved to being the, plug and play backup.
Right.
He knows all the positions. He knows exactly what to do. He just doesn't quite have the ability to do it.
Right. Physically.
Yes.
And look, you've got 5-star freshman Michael Carroll. Are you going to get him ready? Oh, we thought Wilkin Formby is ready at tackle. Oh, are you not? You're going to be a guard. Yeah. Like, you've just got so much just turnover and changing and change out. There doesn't seem to be a clear identity with the offensive line at all. Like, here's our 5 guys. Here's what they do well. Here's what we can do well. Let's lean into it, and let's run some offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what did you spend the entire offseason figuring out?
Yeah.
What were we doing? Did at no point you have any sort of, actual, like, hey, let's head-to-head compare these 2 guys? Like, it's just, what were you doing in those however many months it was between getting beat by Michigan and then here we are rolling back out for this season? Like, what did you do? Because it looks like you did nothing. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to ever speak on somebody else's job.
Sure.
It seems like at this point,
that's a really hard stance to take.
Yeah. It seems like at this point, it's kind of all but actually confirmed that they maybe are going to be moving on. And if they are, I love this candidate that you have presented.
This is my guy right here. So, Coach Courtney Morgan, I know you watch the show. Get your phone dialed in to Chris Smith from James Madison.
Get on a jet to where are they? Where's James Madison?
They're in Virginia, right? So after Alabama wins in Norman on Friday night, you be watching JMU Oregon. 6:30 on Saturday night, December 20th. I'll be watching Bears Packers. You guys, all watch JMU and Oregon. And after Oregon beats their brains in, let's call them and hire them up.
Private jet to Harrisonburg.
That's right. That's right. Let's get it going. All right. So that's just my harebrained
with that.
Yeah, like, because you're not going to go hire Don Shula.
Sure.
You're not gonna. Yeah, I think you've got to go look for an up and comer, and I think that's an up and comer that you can. You spent 2 years there. You ready to take your next jump?
Yeah, that'd be.
Especially, look, y'all made it to the playoffs. You capped out right there in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
It's time for you to move on up and maybe try to cap out again in 3 years.
Sure.
All right, so let's keep going here. I want to remind everybody that we are brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. You can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635 for all of your roofing needs. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor, your advocate when it comes to protecting your home or business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certification, and a commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solution. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, insurance claim support, and more. Call them at 877-787-6635. Our man, Brax Garrison, was out doing an install today. He said, man, I can't make it tomorrow. We got an install. They'll come. He will skip out on the show to come to your roof to make sure that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. And that is A-OK, because we want you to have the peace of mind that you deserve. So call Brax at 877-787-6635. Christmas season's coming up. You want to make sure that your roof is ready for Santa to land on. So call them, 877-787-6635. Purple Turtle Roofing. All right, let's keep going. Another little difficult-ish topic because it's uncomfortable is the transfer portal. There we go, right there. How Alabama's outgoing transfers have performed this year. Everybody, every year, we lost this guy. Why? Oh, it sucks. We lost this guy. I'm just going to read some of these stats, Mason Woods, and you tell me which player Alabama actually missed this year. Jeremiah Alexander transferred to Clemson, 29 tackles, 1.5 for a loss, a sack, 2 pass breakups in 12 games. Nikhil Bertrand, offensive line, transferred to Syracuse, appeared in 8 games, started 2 of them. Our man from Mobile, Sterling Dixon, transferred from Alabama to NC State, did not play, shoulder surgery in April.
Tough.
Jaron Hamilton, wide receiver, transferred to Arizona State, 6 receptions, 164, 2 carries, -1 yards. 10 kick returns, 189, and 2 tackles in 12 games. Here's one that everybody loved. Justice Haynes transferred to Michigan, running back, 121 carries, 857 yards, 10 touchdowns, 13 receptions, 50 yards in 7 games before season-ending foot surgery. I really like to watch Emmanuel Henderson at Kansas. Wide receiver, got 45 receptions, 766, 5 touchdowns, 4 rushes, 16 yards, 18 kick returns for 455 yards and a touchdown in 12 games. So pretty active right there at Kansas. Sure. Also with Kansas, Jaleel Hurley, defensive back, transferred out over there. 12 games, mostly special teams, 6 tackles, half tackle for a loss, and 2 pass breakups. Amari Jefferson, former Joe Gaither Show guest, transferred to Tennessee, appeared in 2 games, no stats. Keanu Coate transferred to Vanderbilt. Surely he helped Vanderbilt this year. 10 tackles, 3 for a loss, 2 sacks, and a pass breakup in 12 games. Everybody cried about not using Kendrick Law properly, transferring to Kentucky. 53 receptions, 540 yards, 3 touchdowns, 8 carries, 53 yards, 9 kickoff returns for 174, 3 punt returns for 8 yards in 12 games. Ty Lockwood transferred to Boston College. Kim Rankin covering him. Mostly special teams. 2 catches, 30 yards. Our AI quarterback, Dylan Lonergan, also transferring to Boston College.
A weird year.
190 completions on 284 passing attempts. 2,025 yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 36 carries, -37 yards, a lot of sacks.
Portal too.
1 catch for -1 yard and a tackle in 10 games. And yes, already back in the portal. King Mack transferred from Penn State to Alabama and now back to Penn State. 56 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, half a sack, an interception, and 3 pass breakups.
That's a solid season.
Yeah, it is. Miles McVay, offensive line, went to North Carolina, played for Bill Belichick, 8 games as a reserve. Jaheim Otis, we're going to miss you, Jaheim. Why did you transfer? 9 tackles and a pass breakup in 11 games and constant battling with the coaching staff with effort. Caleb Edwards going to Ole Miss. Go! He's had such a great freshman year. Why are you letting him leave? Switch back to tight end. 15 receptions, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 12 games. Here we go. Here's my number one. Justin Okoronkwo goes to South Carolina. 64 tackles, 4 for a loss, an interception, and a pass breakup in 12 games. Hunter Osborne, defensive lineman, goes to Virginia. 13 games, 15 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack. Damon Payne went to Michigan. We're almost at the bottom of this list, aren't we? Yeah. Damon Payne went to Michigan. 14 tackles, 1 for a loss, 12 games, 5 starts. Kobe Prentice, 11 games, 26 catches, 380 yards at Baylor, 6 touchdowns. Good job. Elijah Pritchett, offensive tackle, always battling with Wilkin Formby, went to Nebraska, played in 12 games with 8 starts at left tackle. He was in and out of the lineup there, too. Ja'Shawn Ross, linebacker, transferred to Kansas State, arrested for marijuana distribution on September 3rd and was dismissed from the team. And Devonta Smith, a defensive back, not the Heisman Trophy winner, defensive back safety, transferred to Notre Dame. Out of the playoffs, Devonta. Enjoy that. Made 5 starts in 8 games, 20 tackles, 1 for loss, and 3 pass breakups with a fumble recovery. Who did Alabama miss the most?
Justin Okoronkwo, I think. Not that like you haven't had a good defense otherwise this year, but I think that production would have just been nice to have in this room. I don't really think you missed any of those receivers. Don't really think you missed many offensive players in general. Maybe Justice Haynes.
Maybe. But I'm also running behind a Michigan offensive line that has an identity.
Yeah.
That's a nice number.
And look, he was not that great when they actually played good teams.
Right.
He dominated their worst games of the year, their worst competition of the year. And then when it came, to crunch time, I don't really think he performed all that well.
Yeah, I'm pulling his game logs right here. But that's a huge part of it is people are looking at, we needed him with and I guess you did probably want another running back body that you can count on. But against USC, they lost 31-13, 10 carries, 51 yards, no touchdowns, 1 catch, 2 yards. You smacked Michigan State, great, they suck. 26 carries, 152, and 2 touchdowns. You smacked Wisconsin. Like your best rushing games were against New Mexico, 159, and Nebraska, 149. He went over 100 yards in all his games except for USC. But at Oklahoma, that's a nice number. 19 carries, 125, 1 touchdown. You lost.
Better than I thought.
You lost 24-13. Central Michigan. I don't care what you did against Central Michigan.
I really liked Devonta Smith as a player. I don't think you really missed him this year that much, though. I do think the way that he plays, you might have liked that attitude on your defense. I think he was kind of a get your head in there and lay a hard hit kind of guy. But again, I don't really think that his production would have been overly impactful on this defense this season. I think my pick might have to be Justin Okoronkwo, and I think it's solely just because he had the best season of any of these guys on the list. I still don't really think you missed him all that much.
No, because he would have been sitting right there behind Nakai Hill-Green, right there behind Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson, and maybe he mixes in with those 4, especially early as Deontay's still recovering from his knee.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was dang it, we didn't have I just really liked him, and I liked his potential, and I liked his athleticism and what he could do from the inside linebacker position.
I think you see a lot of these guys.
Look at these offensive. When you're talking about offensive line, which of these offensive linemen was really going to step right in and oh man, you missed N'Keal Bertrand barely playing at Syracuse.
Yeah, none of them. None of them were going to do that, and even the guys that went on to have decent, Emmanuel Henderson had a pretty good year at Kansas.
Yeah.
45 catches, 766 yards. But that is him topping out. That is his top end. Hey, I'm a feature guy in this offense, and this is the best I can do. When you throw him on a team full of other 4 or 5 star prospect, and he gets buried down the depth chart, it's just there's not room for a guy. I don't know. When you don't have that elite gear where you can't be a 60 reception for 1,100 yard guy, there's not any room for you when we've got 4 or 5 other dudes that can all give us 45 for 750.
Right. You didn't miss any. I like you, man. Good stuff. But what did he do? What would he have given you that Ryan, Jeremy, and Isaiah didn't give you? That Lazier didn't give you? Maybe. It's another veteran body, sure. But you're still dealing with issues in the passing game. With or without him.
Dylan Lonergan.
Maybe. doubt that would have just convoluted the quarterback room even more.
He had a weird season at Boston College. I don't really understand the way that they used him or didn't use him. He wasn't that bad. You went to 2-10. I don't really understand the benching and then unbenching and benching again that he went through. I'm not surprised to see him back in the transfer portal.
No, and hopefully, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at Georgia or at Georgia Southern or at Georgia State or like somewhere smaller where he knows he can start and that he's not going to be dealing with dramatics of, well, maybe I'll pull you, maybe I won't.
Mhm.
Like,
The real issue, and this is going back 2 years, but the real issue continues to be that you lost Julian Sayin.
woo!
I mean, we said it was going to be bad when he transferred, and look where you are right now. He is a Heisman finalist. Maybe going to go win the thing. Probably not. I don't think he's going to. But he's a Heisman finalist, has put together an incredible season for Ohio State, is probably going to go win a national championship. He could have been doing that in crimson and white.
Do you think Ty Simpson could be doing something similar with an offensive line of that stature, throwing to the best two receivers in country?
No, because he wouldn't be able to throw the ball accurately to them.
Well, he wouldn't be hurt because he wouldn't have gotten beat up.
He couldn't throw the ball accurately before he got hurt. At no point this season has Alabama had a downfield passing attack.
That literally, I was sitting there in Mercedes-Benz Stadium thinking, you haven't had an explosive play like all year long, not one, and like not one in a Power 4 game. You had a couple in the ULM game or whatever, but it's just like I thought they're due, aren't they? Come on, give us one explosive play. You're due.
Nope. Ty, that's not the kind of guy. He's not that guy. I hate it.
As you said in the summer.
I was correct.
As you said in the summer.
I was correct about Ty Simpson.
Just going to dink and dunk you.
Yeah.
12 for 23 for 120 yards and a couple touchdowns.
Yep.
Oh.
And that can win you games when you have elite pieces everywhere else. But Alabama does not have elite pieces everywhere else.
That Auburn stat line was basically exactly what you had been what you had been warning people of in the summer. And I'm like, no, surely it's going to be. Nope.
He is what I thought he was.
3 touchdowns though against Auburn. Great.
108 yards. Whatever it was.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, it's just tough. You miss Julian Sayin. You miss Caleb Downs too. I think that's more just because Caleb Downs is so good, not because you are hurting on defense. You're hurting on offense, and you could use Julian Sayin, I think, in this offense. Now, he wouldn't be putting together the exact same season he is doing at Ohio State, but I think you'd be completing a lot more downfield passes.
Now that I agree with because he's dropping it in the bucket to Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah,
just drop it in the bucket. Just shoo, boop. Oh, nice. Carnell Tate. Oh, you want to double Jeremiah Smith? Carnell Tate's on the other. Hey, let me tell you. Our fantasy football, we have the keeper system. All you got to do is draft the next Ohio State receiver. That's all you got to do. Let everybody else fall for this Jordan Tyson stuff. But in the second or third round of your next draft, when Carnell Tate is up there, you smash that button just like you smashed the Emeka Ibuku button, just like you smashed the JSN button. Just keep smashing whoever's coming. At what point
does Ohio State actually surpass Alabama as wide receiver? Have they already?
That's a pretty tough question.
It's coming.
Lately, probably yes, they have. Give Garrett Wilson as well. Probably yes, they have.
Just in the league right now, Olave, Garrett Wilson.
Oh my gosh, Olave as well.
You just mentioned Ibuka. You just mentioned JSN. I know there's more.
Mike Thomas was basically the start of all that,
Slant
right?
Boy.
He was unguardable for a while, for a little bit.
He was.
It was.
That is one of the funniest stories I've ever read in NFL context. I don't even remember what player it was, but trash talking him, calling him Slant Boy, and it making him so angry.
How about Marvin Harrison Jr.? We didn't hit him.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry.
I think Ohio State's got it.
Oh, right.
Now I got Bama's got some great ones.
Over the course of 15 years, 16 years, Alabama still has them, I think. But over the course of 5-7 years,
it's kind of Julio and who else?
Amari.
Amari had like a few good years.
Amari was over 1,000 like multiple years in the NFL.
For what, 4 years?
Oh no, more than that. 5
years?
More than that. Let's we're not gonna guess. We're just gonna say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven different NFL years.
That's good.
Over, and he played from 2015 to 2024.
After the last 6 years of his career, he was a decoy out there.
Yeah. This 2024 season is not amazing.
You got 2 good years out of Calvin Ridley for the Falcons. Then he got hurt, and he's been bad ever since. Jerry Jeudy has never really been good. He's always just been kind of a serviceable replacement level wide receiver.
Jalen
Jalen Waddle's good. J-Mo is good.
When they
Mechie's
target
not doing
him.
much. He was never going to be like a super impactful guy though. But yeah, I mean, it's.
But Julio's like Hall of Fame level.
You know, Alabama, you play at that flag as like, oh, these first round receivers, but it's like, what did they actually do? Not many of them did a whole lot.
I'd take that Ohio State crew in a heartbeat.
Me too.
Like you
And
can,
I hate I hate to say that.
You can
It
have
hurts me to say that.
right. I mean, Julio was like cream of the crop,
Yes.
like raising the graph up way high, and like yeah, you can have the one dot that's probably higher than everybody
Sure.
else, but I'll take the 7 or 8 dots that are. That are grouped at that level 8, right? If Julio's at 12 off the chart,
Yeah.
and he is, then I'm going to take the 7 or 8 dots that are at 8
I'm with you.
versus the 112 dot and the 3 or 4, 5, 6, 4 dots
Yeah.
on the
I think it's unfortunate, but I think man,
OH.
probably is. It probably is Ohio State's wide receiver. You.
All that to say, draft Carnell Tate next year in your keeper leagues.
Yeah, I hope none of my friends are listening to this because I want him to be mine.
Just like mid round of this year, I'm like, y'all sons of guns are leaving Agbuka right there, and I'm going, ding.
Still can't believe I didn't draft. I had the chance to, and I saw him there, and I just remember thinking like, you can wait one more.
That's gonna be
couldn't.
that's gonna be a rule, a draft rule, basically for the extended future. If he's coming from Ohio State, I'm drafting him.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty sure thing.
All right, so the other end of this transfer portal topic is the cruddy end, is
Sure.
the not fun end. Who's going in the portal with this team? I had 3. Who did I say with in our Bama Central chat? I had 3. Okay, I have 2 in my head. Who was the third? Who was the third? Who was the third? Hold on one second. Let me find who the third was. It was the first 2 are very easy to me. It's Jalen Hale. It's Jalen Hale and it's Cam Howard.
Yep. Cam Howard is basically already announced,
more or less. Oh no, that was the third. Duh. It's Jalen Hale. It's Cam Howard. And it's Richard Young. Those are my top 3.
I think those are all pretty likely candidates.
But then you're going to see him go in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
panic.
Don't panic, and don't do the we're better off without you.
Good riddance.
Get out of here if you're not committed to the Tide. No, don't do all that.
Yeah.
Just say, hey guys, thanks for your time. Go be good at Western Tech Carolina U.
Is Jalen Mbakwe going to transfer?
Oh my gosh, don't do that. Not you, but Jalen. But like, I don't think he is. I think that last year's saga was enough drama for him, and I think that look, man, you're just going to have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
If Jeremy goes into the NFL draft, that's going to open up a spot on the offense a little bit. Yeah, you've got
You're behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Yeah, but are you going to flip back to defense? You're behind the 8 ball there as well.
Sure.
No matter what, like I like you, Jalen Mbakwe, but you were an elite athlete that didn't really, let's just be honest, didn't really develop as a high schooler because you played quarterback and you didn't actually play quarterback. You played, I'm the best athlete on the field. I'll run around and I'll complete 8 passes to keep the defense honest. And then you played corner a little bit. You came to I mean, you played more than a little bit of corner, but like you came to Tuscaloosa needing, like not having a positional home.
His high school coaches, while they, I'm sure were nice and are good coaches and everything, did not do him any favors by making him play quarterback.
Right. You're the best athlete on the field. Learn a position, like develop at a position. And so you come to Tuscaloosa and you're super highly touted because best recruit in the state that year. And so everybody, and you probably got people whispering in your ear, man, you should be playing. You need to be playing. And he played a little as a freshman at corner. You needed like basically every freshman corner played that year. It's fine. If you'd have just marinated a little bit right there, maybe you'd be on the field more this year at corner. I mean, shoot. Xavier gets hurt in this past game, and you throw Damani back out there. Maybe he's in this rotation right now.
Yeah.
This jumping, and if you just wanted to play offense, that's fine. Like, go do the best path for yourself and chase your dreams, big guy. But hang out a little bit, develop as a wide receiver. Then, if that's what you want to do, develop as a wide receiver, and let's see what you do next year. You haven't burned a lot of eligibility. Like you're still a redshirt for you barely played this year. I am pretty sure you're
probably
under
still got 4 years.
Right. You're probably still under the 4 year. Like, exactly. So you've got 3 more years ahead of you to marinate and grow this summer at wide receiver, and let's see you on the field right next to Ryan Williams, your buddy. And let's get you on the field with Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, and see what happens with this passing game. Develop the offensive line. Let's have a more cohesive offense, and let's see what. I hope he doesn't transfer out.
Next guy I'm looking at here, and maybe this one is just me thinking a little too much into it, but Isaiah Horton. I feel like Isaiah Horton might transfer again, go join Jamarcus Shepard.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't know, but I think
it feels like the two of them have some kind of weird special bond when I see these videos that get posted. I do not see, Coach Shepard interact with the other receivers the same way that he interacts with Isaiah Horton seemingly. And I don't know. I don't think this season has exactly gone the way he thought he saw it going when he transferred into Alabama. And not like he's been bad by any means, but we were talking, could Alabama have 3,000-yard receivers this year? So I don't know that he's quite lived up to that. I could maybe see it.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't lived up to that. My gut feeling with no knowledge is that he's more likely to stay, and if he does leave, I'm just going to get drafted.
Yeah.
Going to get drafted in the 4th round.
Somebody probably take a flyer on him.
In the 6th round.
The tools are there.
Yes, they are. They are. So, I think those are the 3 that I'm safely like. I don't think
I'm about any of these offensive linemen.
Yes.
Olas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm worried about Casey Poe, maybe.
A little bit. You got to keep the offensive linemen.
You do.
Whether you love them or not, you've got to keep and you don't need to be eroding your depth along the offensive line.
Yeah.
I want to keep all of them. I want to keep every offensive lineman that's on the roster right now, unless you're out of eligibility, which that's Geno.
It's what? Geno is Jaden Roberts out of eligibility?
Yeah, Geno and Jaden Roberts, basically.
Yeah. Brailsford to bounce, I guess, for the NFL.
And he should. You're going to be a 3rd round pick, third round pick.
Most people will probably consider him one of the top 4 or 5 players at his position in the draft, I would guess.
Ended up being 3rd team All SEC this year.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, no Xavier Brown on the All SEC list.
I tell you what was shocking was seeing because I write for multiple of our websites, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Boston College, and Alabama. And seeing Vanderbilt have more players named to the All SEC team than Alabama was just what's happening? That was crazy.
Yeah, Georgia with 11 selections, leading everybody. Georgia with 11, Texas with 10, and Oklahoma with 8. I think is what I wrote. And Alabama, you had 5 picks. You had, Ty, 2nd team All SEC, good season. I can't believe they still had Caden Proctor, 1st team All SEC.
Crazy.
I cannot believe that.
The draft discourse surrounding him is going to be just so entertaining.
Ryan Poles, stay away. We want a defender in the 1st round. We want a defender. I don't care.
Some team is going to do it.
Stay away. Stay away. We want TJ Parker from Clemson. We want Keldrick Falk from Auburn. We want David Bailey from Texas Tech. We really want Reuben Bain, but that's not going to happen. We really want Arvell Reese, but that's not going to happen.
Who's it going to be? Someone's going to pick him in the 1st round.
I'm putting out the good juju that the Bears will take a defender.
I would like to see the Titans do the same.
So we'll see. All right, so we're right at the hour, Mason. We can talk about these NIL guys tomorrow if we really need a topic. What I want to do is start watching a little bit of Arizona, make sure that we're ready for this Alabama-Arizona basketball game on Saturday.
Jaden Bradley still there?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was a joke.
Yeah,
Good
no,
God.
he is. He is.
How old is he?
They're good. He's a junior now?
Yeah, he's only 22. That's crazy. I feel like it's been a decade since he left Alabama. Time flies.
Oh my, yeah, because he's a freshman in the Brandon Miller class, so he's a senior now.
Okay,
I think
22. That would line up, right?
Yeah, he's a senior now.
Of course, ESPN doesn't want to load now to tell me. Yes, yeah, he's senior. Okay, it's still shocking.
It's gonna be a
tough one.
A really tough one in Birmingham on Saturday night. And so that's where I will be with Hunter DeCiver, and we'll have Katie Wyndham. We'll have the whole crew up there in the BJCC. So we'll get ready for that really tomorrow. We'll start really talking about Oklahoma over the next 2 days and kind of dive into that. Maybe how Alabama what they did well in this last game. I think I'm going to watch Alabama-Oklahoma over again today and try to look at that game beyond just the turnovers. We'll hear from players on Friday. Friday becomes the next football media availability. We'll also very likely hear from Nate Oates on Friday, because they usually do on the day before a game. That hasn't been emailed out yet, but I'm sure that's going to be the case. So we'll hear from Nate Oates on Friday as well at the Bama Central YouTube channel. We'll have a lot more action on that Bama Central YouTube channel on Friday with those players and with Nate Oates. But for now, join us on Thursday right here on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.